Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a book review of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo. I've just finished a review on Fall and Allegiant by Veronica Roth, so that should be up by the time this video is, so check those out. But yeah, let's just get straight into my review of the book. So if you don't know what this book is about, it's essentially about tidying, organising, spring cleaning, your life really. Marie Kondo, I believe, is Japanese, and she has this way of organising and tidying that is phenomenal. She sold 1.5 million copies, so she's obviously doing something right. And she says, one thing that I remember she said in it is that she gets no repeat customers. Basically she spends her time helping people organise their homes and getting rid of stuff that they don't need, and she says she never gets a repeat customer because everyone is just tidy and organised for the foreseeable future, I guess. I first saw this on Organise Jen's video. She's also on My Housewife Life, and then I saw Gillian at home talk about it. Recently I've seen someone else talk about it, I can't remember who that was, but I've seen now 3 people talk about it, and at the time of me clearing everything out I had seen obviously Jen and Gillian talk about it. So I read this book within one evening. I just flew through it, and I'm actually going to be doing a series on this book. I'm mostly just going to be showing you my clothes and my books that I've gone through. I don't know if you can see my shelves have changed a bit because obviously I got rid of a load of books, but in this video I'm just going to be talking about the book itself today, and then in future videos I'll be showing you the actual clearing process. So firstly I want to say I actually found the preface to be a little bit pretentious. I felt like she was like having to prove a point that she's a really good organiser and that she's really well known and that she's really wealthy because of what she's done, and that I don't know, she just made herself seem very pretentious. I don't know if she's like that. The rest of the book wasn't like that, but I just felt at the start it was a bit like, look how great of an organiser I am. That was just my opinion. It builds up heavily that this is going to be a life-changing event, and for most people it is. I mean, I definitely found it to be a cleansing sort of experience. I felt very relieved after it, and my room is not extremely less cluttered, but I did get rid of a lot, but for me it wasn't as much as I thought it would because the book sort of hyped it up a lot more than I think. One thing I agreed with Marie on is that she likes to get rid of things all at once, rather than just saying I'll get rid of that thing today, I'll get rid of those 2 things tomorrow. She just likes to have a huge sort of like tidy round and just get rid of everything at once, which is what I tend to do a couple times a year. Is just I have a really thorough get rid of things I don't need, and this book is extremely helpful for like changing your perspective on things and making you think, actually I don't need that, when you once thought you might have. One thing that she says, which I found quite funny, is that we use storage solutions to solve our problem, but it doesn't solve our problem. It just puts it into areas and you're just sort of shuffling everything away and just trying not to think about it, which I can completely relate to. In the past I've had boxes and binders and shelves and bags and all sorts of things to organise my room, and I still use a lot of organisation techniques, especially like under my bed storage, and I've got a set of drawers for like makeup and hair and all that sort of thing. So I do use it, but it hides everything, and I think that is the key problem, is that when you don't see it and it's tucked away in a drawer, you forget about it, and really you don't need probably whatever's in there, and what you're essentially doing is just gathering the clutter. You're not doing anything about it, you're not actually organising and getting rid of what you don't need, you are just pushing the clutter into a different space. So Marie likes to say that you should tidy by category and not by place, which for me was a little bit hard to do because I tend to sort of, in a sense, go like clockwise around my room and just make my way around the room, clearing each little section. But she says, in the grand scheme of like a house, you shouldn't tidy by room, you should tidy by category. For example, clothes. Don't just get all the clothes in your bedroom to organise. Get all the clothes from your bedroom, any from other closets around the house, coats, if you've got shoe racks that are downstairs. Just get all the clothes from your house, put them in one pile and just sort it out. So I did do that with clothes and books. I took all my books and all my clothes from the different aspects of my room and from closets downstairs like my coats, and just brought it to one pile. And I actually found that was quite helpful in a way. So naturally, when I clean my room, I like to tidy. Maybe not tidy in the sense of like getting rid of a load of stuff, but I like to put everything back to its place, back where it should be, and then I will clean and dust my room. That's just something that I like to do anyway. I feel that I am a naturally sort of tidy person, but at times it can get overwhelming and things can pile up, and you just need to like declutter everything. So Marie says this method, the KonMari method as she calls it, which is like a play on her name, she said take about 6 months, and that for her is like a quick experience. For me, I did it in a day, but I don't know how effective it was to do it all in a day. I did all my clothes and all my books and some papers and shoes and accessories and bags and that sort of thing. Whether 6 months would have helped me, I don't know. Maybe it is an ongoing process, but I found that I could just do it in a day. I felt like maybe I wasn't as thorough with things as I could have been. Maybe I didn't take enough time to think, does that really spark joy? Which is another thing that she goes on, and I think is the biggest thing you can take from one of the biggest things you can take from this book, is when you look at a piece of clothing or an object or a book, you just hold it and think, does this spark joy? And if you don't get that like butterfly tingly feeling, it's not, and you should just get rid of it. If you're thinking about it too long, then you should just get rid of it. And I think that's probably where I failed a little bit, because if like a piece of clothing, if I held it up and I was like, do I like it, do I not, I would say, oh, I'll just put it back in my drawer and see how it goes, when really I probably should have just got rid of it. But overall, the does it spark joy thing really, really helped. It helped me to get rid of a lot of clothes, and especially a lot of books. I even think I could probably go through my books again and get rid of some more, to be honest. So Marie has a method in the KonMari system of how you should organise and get rid of your stuff. So you start with clothes, which she says is the easiest thing to get rid of, and that includes clothes, shoes, bags, accessory, jewellery, that sort of thing. And then you move on to books, which I did. And then you move on to, I've got it written down here, you move on to papers, miscellaneous, and then sentimental keepsakes. So obviously sentimental things are going to be a lot harder to get rid of than clothes are. Hence why you start with the clothes, and as you become more used to the KonMari method and you get rid of a lot more things and you're more tough on yourself, you are able to part with those sentimental items. Not all of them, but the ones that really don't spark joy. Another thing that I think is huge and you can take away from this book is the KonMari method of folding. I'll insert a clip of what my drawers look like now. I used to stack all my t-shirts on top of each other, and they would get wrinkled and crushed, and I wouldn't be able to see everything, and it took up 2 full drawers. And then I used Marie's method of folding as I put everything vertically and stood it up, and I was able to get it all in one drawer. It's amazing. I can see everything. The only downfall, which I'll probably mention more in the clothes video that I do, I'm finding it hard to sort of get certain things out, like especially vest tops. This morning I went to pick one out and everything came out with it, and it's harder to put stuff in. When you do the whole thing at once, it's fine, but like when you do some ironing and you put everything back in, it can be hard to put it back in its sections. So it's a little bit of a disadvantage in that way, but for space saving, it's phenomenal. One thing I didn't agree on is Marie said that especially like when you're around the house, you should dress up. You should wear feminine things and dress up and look your best. I say ignore that, wear what you want at home. Like, if you can't be the most comfortable and the most relaxed at home, when can you be? When I don't have to leave the house for a day, I am in sweatpants and like an old t-shirt. I don't care what anyone thinks because no one's essentially seeing it apart from me and my family. So I didn't quite agree with that. I'd rather leave my best clothes for going out, even if it's just like going to the shops. So I didn't quite agree on that with her, and I did keep a lot of jogging bottoms and t-shirts because I like to just lounge around the house in them. Overall, I would actually really recommend this book, especially if you're thinking about doing a spring. It's that time of year when we start getting into spring cleaning, and I think this is a really helpful book. There is some things that you will just now not even think about doing and just do it anyway, like the folding aspect, like the does it spark joy. So for me, even when I go into shops now and I look at clothes to buy, I think I'll be asking myself, does that spark joy? Would you want to wear that if you could every single day? And I think that's the thing you have to ask yourself when it comes to clothes. I mean, if you could hire her, it would be amazing. There would be nothing left in your room probably. So like I said, I've already done my whole clearing experience. I did film it. There will be 2 videos, one on clothes and one on books. They will be coming up very soon, so look out for them. As always, all my social media is down below. And until my next video, I'll see you soon. Bye guys.